Alright, so we have the plasma membrane, which consists of three types of lipids, okay? So the first one would be phosphoglyceride. So phosphoglyceride. And the second one is the sphinolipid. So spino, I don't know if I'm pronouncing these right, but it's whatever. And the last one is cholesterol, okay? Cholesterol. Yeah, I think that's how you spell it. Okay, so phosphoglyceride. There are four main components in this that you have to know, right? So the first one is glycerol. And then the second main component is that there's only two fatty acid chains. This is very important. So two fatty acid chains, okay? And then the third one is that there is a phosphate group, okay? So phosphate group. And the last one is that there's a polar group, okay? Polar group. And I mean, easy to remember this is that it's mainly in here. I mean, glycerol, whatever this is, two fatty acid chains, phosphate group right here, polar group. You know, there's a lot of P's in here, P for P, polar group. And now, okay, I'll draw it, right? So let's start with glycerol, right? So for glycerol, there's 3 carbons. So glycerol, okay? So let's do 1, 2, and then 3. Now, so we have our glycerol, right? Check mark, boom. Second, we need our 2 fatty acid chains, right? That's going to be in the carbon. So 1 and then 2. So check that off. Now we need a phosphate group. So obviously that's going to be up here at the top. So phosphate group. And then we have our polar group. So let's just make a little circle. This is our polar group. And for the polar groups, there are four types, right? First one will be choline. Okay, so we have choline. Let's do this. Choline. Okay, and when you word it, it's like phosphatidylcholine. So phosphatidyl, I don't know if I'm saying it right, choline. Choline. And then you would call it PC, right? That's simple. And then the second one would be how do you say this? Ethanamine. I'm really making this awful. Ethanamine. The spelling might be off, but you'll get the idea hopefully. So same thing, you would do phosphatidyl and then ethanamine. So that would be PE, right? Simple stuff. Then the third one would be serine, right? So serine. So that would be P and S. Then the last one is inositol. So that's just PI. P and I. Okay, now back to this part. Black. So this, since this is the 2 fatty acid chains, this is the hydrophobic region, okay? So I'll label that hydrophobic, okay? And this is the head, and the polar group is attached here. So this is the hydrophilic, right? And that means water loving and then water hating. Hydrophilic. And I think I'm forgetting something with the spelling. Anyway, when you have both of these, that would make an amphipathic region. Amphipathic region, simply because you have both of these in the molecule present. Right? And something else I want to quickly add. If you're ever in a neutral pH, right, you have neutral pH, then these two will have a net charge of 0. So 0 net charge if you have neutral pH. And then for these two, it would be a -1 net charge. So that's the main concept for the phosphoglyceride. And then I'll explain this stuff later.